Have you ever felt like you've been looking for validation and love outside of yourself, and you just get your heart broken repeatedly over and over? And it's been a pattern of yours where you're just looking outside of yourself constantly to find someone who's going to love you back the way you are prepared to love or the way that you want to be loved, but it's just been disappointment after disappointment. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe you need to stop looking outside of yourself and take a look inside and start to love yourself? If that's you, I get you, because that was me that I described for way too long in my life. And even though I'm wearing the wrong lipstick color today, I am practicing self-love, self-compassion, and I want to share these 3 things that you may be doing that may be signaling to you that maybe you need to stop looking outside of yourself and really take a pause and look within and see what is going on with you. Maybe what wounds do you need to heal? What about yourself needs to be sent compassion and love so that you could learn step by step how to love yourself again. And if not, if you never did love yourself, learn how to love yourself for the first time, because I think that that's what the case was for me, learning how to love myself for the first time. The first signal that you may want to stop looking outside of yourself is if you're constantly in unhealthy relationships. You maybe end one relationship and then you start another one really quickly instead of giving yourself time to heal from the previous one. If you find yourself in a cycle like that, that was me for many years. And for the first time in my life, I am approaching 3 years now as a single person, not in a relationship. And I can't tell you how good it feels. If I knew how good it was going to feel, I probably would have done it sooner. I feel so much more liberated. I feel like I'm finally healing old wounds that I needed to heal a long time ago. I feel more whole in many ways. I certainly feel lonely at times. I am not going to sugarcoat that. I feel lonely at times, but I'm learning how to be a friend to myself and find ways to not feel lonely. One of the ways is I want to find a friend, like a friend that I connect with here in this new area where I live, where I don't know too many people because I'm starting over. I recently moved, if you've seen one of my previous videos, I recently moved from one country to the US. And that was just 2 years ago. And so I'm living in a completely new area and I work remotely on top of that. So I don't know anyone. So, friendship is definitely a primal need. Having an emotional connection with someone is a primal need. I am not going to take that away from anybody. But if you're constantly looking for, say, romantic relationships to give you love and validation, I've learned that for me, it's not the right way to go about it. And I'm just speaking from my own experience. So take it for what it's worth. And so moving on to number 2, this one is a little bit sticky because it has to do with family. And I have a hard time commenting about my family in a negative way. And I don't want to say it's negative because it's really not negative. I mean, at least I don't think it is. But as I mentioned, I moved back to the US from living out of the country, and I'm now living closer to my family members. I thought that once I came back, I would reconnect with my siblings and have like a new relationship with them. I mean, I think I probably romanticized that we were going to get along and have like this new friendship develop. And even though I've been putting forth so much effort and intention, even when I lived away, called my family constantly to try to keep the connection going. And now that I'm physically here, I thought that I was going to be able to spend time with them. I thought they were going to reach out, to like have coffee and meet for lunch and things like that. Like I said, I think I romanticized this whole thing. Many of the members of my family, even though we're a Latino family, are still single, and we're all in our 40s, and a couple of us are in our 50s. And I thought that we were going to have this newly founded friendship and it didn't happen. So I realized that I was looking for love and validation from my siblings. If that's you, looking for, validation and love from your family, especially if you're Latino. Speaking to all Latinos out there, I know how much we have this codependency going on with our family. So, learning that we may love our family, we may want the best for them, but learning that perhaps we're not going to be hanging out with them in the same way that we thought we would because we just have different interests now, and maybe they don't value relationships in the way that you do anymore. The bottom line is everyone in the family may have a completely different value system than you have, especially at this stage in your adult life. And so when you come to that realization, it can be painful at first. I mean, it has been for me, and it still is in some ways, but learning to let go where you need to, and learning that you need to just stick with your own value system and try to connect, try to find people that get you, that want to see and hear you, that want to connect with you. So having said that, basically not necessarily completely eliminating your family from your life, that's not what I'm saying, but maybe putting some limits on how much time you're going to spend with them or how much effort you're going to put into them, and instead free up that space, that energetic space, to allow for new friendships to develop that are going to be with people that are going to connect with you, that are going to get you. So that's what I'm looking forward to now. And one of the ways that I look forward to connecting with other people is connecting into spiritual events and circles, maybe book clubs. So those are some of my ideas. Maybe going to the dog park more often and connecting with people that love dogs because I love dogs and animals. So those are some ways that I intend to do that. The third thing that you may be doing that is looking for external love and validation is you may be achieving or wanting to constantly achieve and do more so that you are worthy, quote unquote, worthy of being loved or accepted. Now, I have done this again most of my life, and I've realized that, for example, my mom, she, for whatever reason, is wired to believe that it's all about achievement, and other people in my life may be wired that way. And so it took me a lot of years to sort of undo those expectations because I found them to be harmful, at least to me. And so I am now learning how to be comfortable and proud and in love with the person that I am, that is learning to live her life in alignment with her values. So one of the things, actually not one, but many of the things that I value are communication, authenticity. I'm learning to be accountable for my mistakes when I make them, because I think there's so much beauty in just being able to admit when you're wrong, or saying I'm sorry when you are, or just trying to empathize with how someone else may be feeling, what their experience may be, so that you could show up for them differently. Empathy is really important to me. Like, really being able to understand other people is really important to me. Connection and relationships are super important to me. Freedom, honesty. Do I tell a white lie every now and then? Yes, I do. Something that I'm still working at. But again, trying to be as much in alignment with my value system is really important. So if you find yourself always wanting to achieve more or do more or get the next whatever certification or degree or whatever, just because you're trying to prove your worthiness, that may be a sign that, again, you're looking for love and validation in all the wrong places, and it may be time to look within. So those are my 3 little insights. So let me know in the comments, did any of those resonate with you? This is my Soulful Shift number 1, and I would love to hear what you think. And if you are so inclined, check out this next video that YouTube is recommending for you.